Welcome to Modern Anarchy, the podcast featuring real conversations with conscious objectors to the status quo. I'm your host, Nicole.
I tried to keep her quiet, but she's screaming inside of me. I tried to keep her hiding, oh, shut up. I tried to keep her quiet, but she's a wild, wild woman.
Hello. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different than the usual conversation. And, after putting out 68 episodes, you know which one has the most plays? It is the masturbation meditation little snippet from episode 6 with Patrick, the yoni massage therapist. So, I thought to myself, why not make another? Why not make more? And it could be especially cheeky to release it for episode 69. So y'all, here it is. Today we are going to be doing a masturbation meditation. If you are listening to this podcast on the go, that's totally fine, but I would like to invite you to set aside time to slowly listen to this, explore your body, and create a whole experience for yourself. Like I said in the title, a solo date, all right? So with that, let's dive in. Before we do anything, we're going to talk about set and setting, all right? So as you slow down and find the time to explore this meditation and to honor your body and to have a self-love practice, I want to invite you to do the same things that you might do for a date with any new romantic or sexual partner, right? You might go and take a shower. You might take that extra time to lather up with lotion, taking it slowly. I mean, even starting in the shower is a great place to start this meditation, right? I want you to wash up and take it really slowly, embracing the feeling of the water on your skin, the silkiness of the soap, and then even slowing down to apply lotion and to make sure that you feel juicy and to make sure that you feel nice and soft and all of the good things that you would do for any sort of date, right? It is taking that level of intention and self-love and pampering that we do for other people and making sure that we also do that for ourselves. So if you want to pause this episode, go take a shower, go apply all of that lotion, whatever makes you feel good, sexy, all of that, I want you to do that now. And I'm all for a sweaty session, and if that's your sort of thing, I'm all for that. But there's also this reality that most of us are probably going to feel sexiest when we feel clean, when we feel like we smell good, when we feel like our skin is soft and luscious. So if that's you, if that vibes with you, then go hop in that shower and try and take it slow. Connect to all the sensations, all of the different feelings on your skin when you are lathering up and bathing. And then in terms of a setting, we really want to find a time where you can turn off your phone, at least turn off those notifications so you can dive in, right? Treat this like you would treat, again, a date. You don't go into your date with notifications on loud. You turn that off because you're being intentional about setting your focus and energy towards another person. And I want you to do that for yourself, okay? So we're going to turn the notifications off. We're going to set aside time where there's nothing you need to do, no work. We're just going to slow down and relax. And I understand that might be difficult if you have kiddos, if you have other sorts of responsibilities, pets, but if you can find a time, maybe you get a babysitter, maybe you have a friend help out, maybe you close the door, and so then that way you can find the space where you won't be distracted, where you can set aside the time to have a little solo date. And other things that might be distracting even are like bunches of laundry. I don't know about you, but when I see laundry spread out through my apartment, it is just such an eyesore and distraction that I have a hard time just relaxing into my space. So maybe that means also a little bit of sprucing so that you feel like your bed or wherever you're relaxing into feels luxurious and relaxing and enjoyable rather than a constant oh damn, I gotta go do that laundry when I'm done with this session. So I'd like you to, really curate your space and make sure that it feels, luscious and inviting and relaxing. Again, like you would in case you were bringing a partner over. What are the things that you would do to create your space for that sort of fun, exciting environment? Do that for yourself today, okay? And with that, I even want you to check in with the temperature of the room, right? Sometimes when it's really hot and humid in Chicago, especially, getting naked and sitting in my own sweat is just not a sexy environment, at least for me personally. So consider that as well. What sort of temperature in the room would you like? When it's super cold, the last thing I want to do is get naked, and it can feel really, jarring to be naked and try to enjoy a self-love session when it's that cold. So even slow down to curate that as well. What is the right temperature for you that allows you to bring pleasure? I know there's some research on how wearing socks actually helps increase women's chance of orgasming. And hey, and maybe you even want to try that. I think a lot of that is, keeping the warmth in the body and keeping the nice temperature. So when I'm inviting you to check in with that temperature, it's because there is research on the effectiveness of temperature in correlation to your enjoyment, right? In correlation to your pleasure. So yes, this is something that we slow down to check in with as well. And while we're curating this space, we really want to connect with our 5 senses, all right? So you found the time, you found the space, you're feeling sexy and in your body after showering up and feeling good, or whatever practices work for you. I want you to also focus on your 5 senses now when we're setting this scene, right? So let's start with touch, okay? So texture, maybe you lay out a nice soft blanket for your body to lay in. Maybe that's your silky sheets or whatever calls to you and sounds like it would be a fun texture to lay in and set aside this time. Go find that blanket, go find whatever it is that makes you feel sexy and luxurious and feel like something that you could just focus into and enjoy, all right? That might even mean a bath. Maybe this is where you explore because there is that feeling on the skin and you can totally tap into that. So again, taking the time to curate a space for you as an act of self-love. Another one of the senses is sight, okay? Lighting is important. You see the dim lights at a restaurant and other sort of sexy environments, and that helps to produce a whole atmosphere. I personally have some Hue lights who have not sponsored me, but man, have I really sold all of them to my friends because you can curate a scene. You can turn down the lights to like the soft purple, really neat ambiance. I'll have a link below if you want to check those out. Highly recommend, honestly. But if you don't have something like that, maybe you light some candles and maybe you set a dimmer on some of your lights. I don't know about you, but the least sexy thing I can think about is like hospital white bright light, It's not impossible to make that an environment too, but personally, from my own experience, I have found that, the dimmer and soft, dark ambience lights tend to create more of a sensual and erotic atmosphere. And again, all of this adds up, right? This is a solo date. We are investing in the time and energy to have a self-love session that is meaningful and special for you. So find whatever colors that might be for you and create that environment. Checking in with our 3rd sense, smell. Okay, candles, incense, candle melts. I don't care what you're using. Create something that smells good, has this atmosphere where you are constantly connected to the beauty of the smell in the room. All right, so find something for you that can help you to stay grounded in that sensation as we do this practice. So find some candles. That could also help with the lighting if you're looking for more of a dim light. And whatever sort of sense, again, draw you to deeper connection with your body and with your senses is what we're looking for. Our 4th sense that we're connecting with is sound. So throughout this meditation, I am not going to be playing any music because I don't know what you like. Do you know what I mean? You might really vibe with a low-level, sultry jazz music, or maybe you vibe with some like yoga, spiritual drums, or maybe all of that is ridiculous and you vibe with something completely different. That's great. That is specifically why I want to leave this episode and this meditation with no music so that you can curate it to whatever music sounds right for you. So maybe that means, you play some music on your computer and you have your phone playing this podcast next to you to guide you through that experience, coming in maybe through your headphones. Whatever sort of setup works for you, I want you to be able to curate and have music that makes you feel good, that makes you feel erotic and relaxed here. Also, there are a lot of sex playlists on Spotify, so if you want to have some fun exploring through other people's curations of sex playlists, there is a lot to explore on there and find a playlist that works for you. Find something that brings you into that headspace. And again, what would you play if you were going on a date and bringing someone home? What sort of music would you play? Think about that, and then take the time to also curate that experience for yourself. And then finally, the last of the 5 senses that we are connecting with is taste. So, not that we're going to be using taste throughout this meditation, but it's nice to have something nearby so that, in case you feel the need to hydrate yourself or to dabble in a little snack, you have something that you can sip on or nibble on to, again, connect with your body. So for me, that means maybe pouring a cup of tea and just having that nearby to sip on throughout this meditation and to take breaks and also connect with the beauty of the sensation of taste. So maybe that means even just water. Water can have a taste, y'all. It does. So maybe you grab water, some tea, beer, maybe if you like to smoke and that's your sort of thing, another sensation of taste that you can connect with. I want to invite you to do whatever feels good for your body, your experience, okay? Now you have your scene created. You have the right environment for you that is allowing you to relax, slow down, be present, away from distractions. You're feeling the ambiance of the room and all the different sensations at your fingertips and around you. Let's talk about our mindset. This is really important for going into a meditation. First off, I just want to say off the bat, this is not about orgasm. This is not about orgasm in the slightest, okay? So if your goal right now is that I want to orgasm, I want to invite you to let that go, okay? The point of today's meditation is truly just to connect with your body and explore the felt sensation of touch and whatever playing that we're going to be doing today. So please try to let that go. I know that is something that I have always struggled with, and I know that many people struggle with from my research and sex coaching work, of this feeling of the point of masturbation is to orgasm. And I really want to challenge that today with this meditation and instead focus on slowing down to connect with touch and sensation. Research shows that slowing down to really feel the slightest of touches actually increases our pleasure and an ability to enjoy masturbation, to enjoy sex. So this practice today is not at all about orgasm. It is really about connecting with your body. So together we're going to be exploring our bodies with curiosity, and through that, finding pleasure in whatever capacity that may mean. Maybe you do orgasm through this practice, and that's great. Don't feel bad if that happens. That's great if it does. But I just want you to know that that is not the point of today's exercise. Instead, I want you to bring a curiosity to your body. Throughout this practice, we're going to be paying attention to the sensations, not necessarily labeling them as good or bad and having that sort of judgment call on what the sensations feel like. Instead, we're just going to notice them. This is where the practice of mindfulness can be very helpful, right? The practice of mindfulness, of sitting back, watching your thoughts pass on by without having judgment to them, is going to become really key if you want to enjoy masturbation. It's a practice of slowing down to just have curiosity as we explore our bodies, rather than saying, oh, this touch is good, this touch is bad, this touch doesn't make me orgasm. Please, let's let all that go and we just notice. We just notice. You don't have to have words. You don't have to label the experience. We just notice. And I know it sounds silly, but it is that simple. And I think that, at least for me personally and many of the other women that I have worked with, we have difficulty slowing down to invite curiosity. We're always judging the touch as, oh, that's not enough, or oh, this is good, oh, that touch is bad. Please let that go, okay? And again, I want to say throughout this practice, you might have those thoughts pop up, judgments are going to pop up, and that's okay. The art of meditation is not fighting that. When the judgments pop up, we let them go by slowly acknowledge them, don't fight them, and just breathe through it. And with time, the thoughts will pass, okay? So it is that active practice of watching our thoughts with a distance of observance, and then bringing your attention gently back to whatever you are focusing on. So today, in the masturbation meditation, it will be on the felt sensation of touch on our bodies, okay? So if thoughts pop up about the future, about the past, anything about how this experience might be perceived by someone else, take a deep breath, acknowledge those thoughts throughout this experience, and then gently bring back your focus to touch, to your body, okay? Really, the point of today's meditation is self-love. And with that, I want to take a little bit of space to let go of all of those negative messages that have shamed you for your sexuality, that have shamed you for exploring your body. We're going to take a deep breath and actively let that go. This is self-love. This is self-care, and you have a divine right to access pleasure within your body. I promise you that your body is full of pleasure, and through meditation and embodied awareness, we are going to access that pleasure together by slowing down and inviting curiosity into the mind and letting go. So we've curated the setting. You got the lights, the candles, an erotic space for you to relax and slow down. And we talked about the mindset. This is not about orgasm. This is about exploring your body with curiosity and tapping into the pleasure that is within you. By doing so mindfully and honoring that this is a self-love and self-care practice. With that, there also might be some tools that you'd like to incorporate, some tools and toys, right? So I would definitely invite you to have some lube nearby, some sort of water-based lube. If you don't have any of that around, I will also have a link below to some different water-based lubes you can order on Amazon and get discreetly dropped off at your door. If you have any concerns about people knowing what you're buying, it comes in just a normal Amazon package, so that's always very nice. And along with lube, you might also like some toys. There are tons of different vibrators that you can continue to use after this meditation and expand your practice and meditation if you would like. So I want to invite you to also collect those items to curate this experience for yourself. All right, so diving into the meditation, I'll invite you to start whatever calm music, whatever music you curated before, now. And I want you to just lay there for a moment with your eyes closed. Take a couple of deep breaths here, inhaling, filling up your belly with air. And then exhale, let the belly fall back down. Continuing with your breath, inhale and exhale out. With every inhale, really connecting with the sensation in your belly of expansion. And exhale, release. This is the mind-body awareness that we want to continue to cultivate throughout this meditation, even starting with something as easy as the breath. With every inhale, fill into your belly. And exhale, release. And if thoughts, again, like I said earlier, start to pop up that are away from the present moment, so thoughts about the past, thoughts about the future, we acknowledge them and let them pass on by, bringing back our focus to the body and to the breath right now. Continue with that breath here. And then maybe you keep your eyes closed throughout the rest of our meditation, or open them, whatever feels good for your experience. So we're going to continue this body awareness, this body connection, by bringing in touch with our fingers. So I want you to bring your right hand, and then gently using your fingertips, glide your hand all the way up from your forearm to your shoulder. Just noticing that sensation. And then on your way back down, we're slowly going to use the nail side of our fingers to have a different sensation as we're coming back down, slowly all the way to your wrist. Working back up. And then slowly back down. Again, this practice here is deepening our connection with our body, deepening our connection with felt touch. So really feel into the softness of your fingertips and the unique sensation that is your nail as it continues to glide back down to the hand. And then let's switch it out. Let's bring that left hand, same thing on the opposite side. Gently bringing your fingers up all the way to your shoulders. And then slowly bringing your nails back down. Noticing it might even tickle a little bit. Feeling that soft sensation as you gently brush up against the hairs of your arm and your shoulder. Continuing here. Just enjoying that sensation. And then now starting to bring that left hand into your chest. Again, maybe just gliding gently back and forth at the top of your chest, alternating between the fleshy pad side of your fingers and then the back of your nails. Again, just bringing curiosity, noticing the sensation. Maybe you bring both hands to your chest now. You can bring them into the center, and then pulling your hands towards your shoulders, and then back. Out to the shoulders, and back. Maybe the next time when you come back, you'll so gently guide your fingers down to your belly. Back up through the chest. And then gently back down to the belly. Again, just noticing we're connecting with the sensation, connecting with our bodies. As you go down to your belly, and maybe on your way up, you gently caress your breast, coming towards the outside of your breast, and then making your way back down. From the belly to the outside of the breast, and then using your nails back down. You can also go from the belly up the center, touching the inside of your breast, and then gently back down. Just exploring here, just connecting with the different sensations that are possible, finding pleasure in even the gentlest of touches. Maybe the next time that you come back down to your belly, you can also gently guide your hands to caress the top of your thighs. Coming back from the knees all the way up gently, around your hips, and then back of the nails, guiding down towards your knees. Slowly feeling that gentle sensation as you guide your hands up to your hips. And then the soft, gentle touch of the back of the hand, making its way back down. Continuing here. Keeping that body awareness. If your mind drifts off, that's okay. Just gently bring it back to the practice. Embracing the curiosity, the openness to the touch, and all the different sensations that may be occurring in your body. And then I want to gently invite you, whenever you're ready, maybe you start making that caress closer towards the inside of your thighs. Do you notice any difference from the outside and the top of the thighs as you gently make your way towards the inner thighs? Again, we're bringing the top of the nails back down to the knees, and then the fleshy parts of your fingers all the way back up. Maybe the next time you make it back up to your inner thighs, maybe you massage your hips, bringing a little bit of pressure to your outside thighs, your glutes, the top of your legs. I want you to just feel into it. There is no right or wrong way to massage. Maybe a gentle squeeze or some kneading. Just feel your way through this. You know what feels good in your body, and you'll find out what feels good through exploring different ranges of pressure, touch. Maybe you start to bring that massage closer to your inner thighs. Start to gently apply some pressure as you pull your flesh. Noticing any sensations that may be coming up for you now. And then gently bringing up your hands to caress on your chest and around your breast once again. Maybe you draw some circles with your hand around your breast, just feeling into the sensation, the sensitivity that is your breast area. Can even start to maybe massage the breast. feeling into any movement, any pressure that feels good for you. It might also feel nice to draw some circles around your nipples, feeling as they get hard with that sensation. You can also use a little bit of lube or maybe wet your finger with saliva. And then check in with that sensation as you bring maybe 1 or 2 fingers to gently caress around your nipples. Maybe it even feels good to tug on the nipples. Some people like to have a little bit of a pinch or a pull. You can explore that now. And then whenever you're ready, gently guiding back your hands down to your stomach, down to your inner groin area. Again, massaging the inner thighs. Enjoying your own touch here. And as you get closer to your inner groin, really massage into that area, the outside edge, before you even touch any of your labia. Just give yourself a nice massage. Your fingers might gently touch the labia. You can connect with the sensation as you pull your thighs back and away. Maybe it parts the lips. Noticing what that feels like. Just really tune into the curves of your body, the roundness of your thighs, into your groin area. Maybe even back into the curves of your butt cheeks, and enjoying the soft shapes that are your body. Whenever you're ready, maybe you start to bring your fingers to gently run up and down the outside edge of your lips. So just like the other areas of our body when we were on our forearms and our thighs, I want you to connect with that soft pad-like side of your fingers. And then maybe the gentle nail side, noticing the difference in the sensation. Not rushing to touch any areas of the genital specifically, but just enjoying the soft touch of the caress of your fingers. You can also play with different levels of pressure. Maybe you like to really pull the lips as you go up and down. You can also pull the lips out. Maybe do a little bit of tapping. I just want to invite you to play here for a little bit, exploring your body. Maybe you even pull on the hairs of your pelvis, enjoying the different sensation of maybe a little bit of a tug. Maybe you try flicking the lips, applying a little bit of pressure. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just stay connected to the different sensations that you're feeling. And we notice them. We don't give any judgment, we just feel. Maybe trying some padding here, applying gentle pressure to the outside lips, increasing our blood flow. And then play around with different pressures. Maybe you hit it hard. Maybe it's very gentle, just the lightest touch, like a feather. You can also try different speeds, moving really quickly, or gently doing the lightest touch and pausing. Again, no right or wrong way to do this. Everybody is going to be different. Everybody is going to have a different sensation here. So just tune in to whatever is coming up in your body now. And when you're ready, we're going to gently caress and pull apart our labia to reveal the inner labia. And again, the same things here. So maybe you gently bring that touch up on the inner lips and then slowly back down. This is also a great time if you have some lube to maybe apply it to your fingers and use that to guide the movement up and down, can make it feel a little bit more silky and soft. And just like before, we are playing around with different pressure, different sensations. So maybe you push really hard on those lips and feel that sensation. And then try a little bit lighter, exploring around. You might start to feel some blood flow building up and into your genitals as they engorge, become luscious and full. The head of your clitoris might even start to expand and fill up with blood as well. As we're caressing the inner and outer labia, noticing at the top when you reach that clitoral head, maybe it feels nice to apply some pressure to the outside. Caressing the head up and down. Can try pinching, pulling, gentle taps. Really play around with different pressures here. Explore. Can also try some gentle flicking on the clitoris, the back of your finger. And all of this might feel even better with a little bit of lube, a little bit of lubrication here to make it feel extra silky and extra soft. Now, just like your outer labia, you also have an inner labia. Those two you can pull, play, caress softly, feeling the curvature of your lips. Maybe you gently draw some circles around the opening of your vagina, feeling any lubrication that may be forming. Just the soft sensation of your skin. Can also feel nice to do some flicking from the vaginal opening up towards the clitoris in a come hither motion. Again, trying out different pressures, different speeds. And then once you're ready, guiding that finger up from the circles on the vaginal canal and the flicking to rest on top of the clitoris, on top of the clitoral hood. It might start to feel like it has engorged with blood as you continue to become more aroused. And then noticing that maybe touch in that area feels a little different. Can feel nice to draw a U-like shape going back and forth from the right to the left. Might feel nice to draw some circles here. Again, this is a great place to explore with different pressures. If you have a very sensitive clitoris, you might want to apply just the lightest touch. Or maybe you like to apply a little bit more pressure and really feel into that touch. Can stay here for any amount of time you'd like. Pausing the recording if you need to. How about you try some small circles, some bigger circles, caressing around all of your labia. Can try spelling out different letters and shapes. And staying here, or maybe you want to guide your finger down to your vaginal canal, right? Feeling that soft skin. You might even want to guide gently your index finger inside. This is again a great place that you want to use some lube to make it a soft and gentle insertion. You never want to force. So applying whatever amount of lube feels good for your body. And then you can gently bring your finger inside. And just notice all the different sensations here. Some parts of your skin might feel really soft and silky. Other parts might feel very spongy. You can try with different depths. Maybe going deeper, feeling into your cervix and a little bit of pressure there. Or maybe you stay near the entry. That's also perfectly normal. You can experience so much pleasure from just the lightest of entries into the vaginal canal. And just like before, we're trying different pressures, different speeds, listening to your body, knowing that your body knows what feels good. You just have to tune in, listen, and explore. It might be nice to apply a come hither notion with the finger that is inside the vaginal canal, bending the finger to come hither. You'll gently touch top of your vaginal canal, which might have a little bit of a spongy texture to it. I want you to play around with pulling there, applying pressure, maybe even tapping that area, noticing any sensations that come up for you. And then staying here for any amount of time that feels good for your body. Continuing to explore and notice. From here, you might continue to keep that finger in the vaginal canal. And maybe you bring your opposite hand to touch back the head of the clitoris, the top of your labia. Again, maybe continuing with those circles. And all the different ways that you can play with texture, and all the different ways that you can play with sensation and touch here. Again, trying both. Sometimes this can also be a little bit difficult to use both hands. So this would be when I'd want to invite you, if you have a dildo or some sort of object that you use for your penetration, might be nice to slowly and gently, with lots of lube, apply that in there. Continue to massage and caress your clitoris, exploring different textures, different shapes, different pressures. Just leaning into whatever feels good for your body. Again, there is no right or wrong way to self-love, to touch. Listening to what feels good for you. It might also be nice if you have a vibrator. You can try exploring that pressure on your clitoris, on your labia. Again, even the nipples here, you can bring it up. Maybe you take your hands away from the vagina, away from the clitoris, and bring them back up to gently play with the nipples again. All of this is available to you, and I want to invite you to continue to explore your body. Bring curiosity and let it lead you where you want to go. You have all the tools that you need to experience immense pleasure in your body right here, right now. And before we close out this guided meditation practice, maybe you want to pause the meditation. Maybe you want to keep going. Keep exploring, keep feeling into the different sensations that you're capable of creating in your body. It might be fun to explore some and maybe watch or listen to some sort of erotic content that continues to keep your mind in this erotic and luscious space of exploration and pleasure. So if that sounds good to you, I want to invite you to pause the podcast. So we're going to gently make our way out of it and closing together. Wherever you're at, gently coming to a stop. Relaxing again in your body and connecting with your breath once again. We're going to take a deep inhale. Exhale out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out. One more inhale. And exhale. I hope you take the time to thank yourself for setting aside this moment with intention to love and to honor your body and to explore all of the pleasure that you are capable of having within your own body. This is an act of self-love. This is an act of self-care, and one that I hope you continue to grow in and enjoy. Sending all my love. I'll see you next week. If you enjoyed today's episode, then leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast. And if you're a part of the Anarchist community, then follow us on Instagram or nominate a guest for the show by sending in a letter to modernanarchypodcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.